Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to Living in the Limelight, an Anton Scholl and Friends podcast where we discuss music from the artist and fan perspective. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show. All right, welcome to another edition of Living in the Limelight. I am your host, Anton Scholl, and today we have a very special guest, someone that you've known, someone that you've seen before. Our very own Stephy Walker. How are you?
I'm good. It's great to be back. Good to see you.
Yes. Welcome back. Yes. We're doing this thing now to where we're trying to do some reviews because it's a lot of concerts out there, a lot of things happening. You are what I would certainly call a super fan. And, you go to a lot of shows, a lot of concerts, but recently you went to one that I've been wanting to review for quite some time. And there's a lot of controversy around it just because of who he is and what he's done. And that is, of course, the one and only David Lee Roth. So I'm going to ask you a series of questions about that. But first, when was this concert and where was it at?
It was last Thursday. It was last week. And it was at Gila River Casino. I can't remember which one. I looked it up before I got on here too. I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Okay.
In Phoenix.
Oh, that's fine. In Phoenix. Okay.
In Phoenix, Arizona, where we are.
Was it only David Lee Roth, or was there any opening bands? Nothing.
It was just David Lee Roth. He went on at 8, and he played for about 2 hours, I think, maybe slightly over that.
Okay. All right, good. So then we'll get into it because I have obviously I've been a Van Halen fan for a long time. There's been a lot of controversy going on with David Lee Roth and how he kind of turned all showy. And the last Van Halen tour, it was kind of like he wasn't even singing anymore. He was basically talking, and we're going to go through a whole series of things on that. Okay, so you ready to go?
Okay. Yep, I'm ready. Let's go.
All right. So the first question is, so David Lee Roth is known for a lot of wild energy. So how would you describe the stage presence during the show?
Incredible. The man is 70 years old and he is running around. But I do have to say that you can tell, like, he doesn't move quite as well. Like there might be something wrong with his back or something, but he's trying and he's smiling. So I mean,
really?
Yes. Okay. He smiled the whole time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good. So he's known as Diamond Dave with these, the signature moves. Obviously, at 70 years old, he's probably not going to be, jumping and doing the splits and all that kind of stuff. But he was also known for doing, like, in between songs was just like crazy banter in between, just talking about sometimes nothing. I don't know. But how was in between songs? Did he have that Diamond Dave banter going on?
He did have the little bit of the banter going on. He told some stories. I mean, he was entertaining. It was entertaining. It was interesting. He told stories about when he was a kid and growing up and stuff. And so, yeah, it was entertaining. I don't think obviously agree that it was before, obviously.
Yeah. Well, I think none of us do. I mean, at 70 years old, it's surprising that he's still doing it, which is great,
Yeah.
So in the songs, the set list, was it all Van Halen, or was there some of the Eat 'Em and Smile or some of the solo stuff?
I was very disappointed about that because I'm a huge David Lee Roth fan. I'm a little bit younger than like when Van Halen broke up, probably before I really, got to the age where I was noticing everything. And so I was huge. I went to David Lee Roth's that tour that he went on where he like surfed across the Coliseum downtown. And I just loved him. So I was looking forward to some solo stuff that he did, but there was none.
Really?
Not that I recognized. Okay. But then again, it was kind of hard to recognize a few of them. So, I mean, maybe he did and I just didn't know.
Oh, okay. All right. And then as far as like his voice, let's get into that because that is certainly something, because he had that everyone loved Diamond Dave, but there's just, we saw some video, and you know what? Sometimes video could be maneuvered in a way with AI that it doesn't, maybe someone's setting them up. I don't know, but what were those vocals like live?
Let's be real.
Please.
Dave was not known for his singing when he was at the top of Van Halen. That was never his most strong point. He cannot sing. He literally can barely talk the words. If he did try to sing, like, you could tell it was bad, but he knew it too. So he knows he can't sing. And he hired those backup singers, which were 5 gentlemen that you wouldn't expect there. And they were singing harmonies. And so he would lean on them, like he would try, and then it would strain, and they would just kind of like take over singing.
Okay.
Yeah. So he talked a lot of the songs, like Jump. Like that's my favorite video I have of him.
Okay.
But he didn't do a whole lot of singing, and thankfully he did not.
Well, there was a time when he took like all the a lot of the Van Halen songs and turned them into like a bluegrass. Do you remember that phase?
No, I don't remember that at all.
Oh, I think he even went on like the Tonight Show or some other show, and everybody, they thought it was a joke. Everybody was laughing. They were literally playing bluegrass to Van Halen songs, and it was embarrassing. It was very difficult. So and again, I'm a big fan, and to see something like that, it was like, oh, please, what are you doing? But okay, so what about the chemistry with the rest of the band? How was that?
So the band loved him. It kind of like they just were having a great time. Everybody except, do you know who that guitar player was? I don't know who it was. I don't know who he was. I don't think he looked happy ever.
Oh, really?
He played excellent, but I never saw him smile. It was kind of like, okay, you hired me to do a job. I'm up here doing a job. And I could be wrong. Okay. He could be, but that's just from the audience, what I saw.
And he's out there doing covers, probably, so I mean, for him, maybe that's not what he wanted to do, but okay. Did he talk about Eddie Van Halen at all?
Zero. He didn't talk about the band, nothing. He didn't talk about any of that. He talked a little about his own past, like I said, growing up, but he didn't talk about any of that. Not music stuff, nothing like that.
Not giving Eddie a nod or not doing anything like that. Wow.
No.
Okay. Very, very surprised about that. What about the audience in general? Did they get into it, or did you hear rumblings of people saying anything, good, bad, indifferent?
No rumblings. The audience was thoroughly entertained. They were loving it. Then again, I was right up front at some point for most of it. So I didn't see what was going on behind me, but I know like within that whole front, like people were just going crazy. Females, males, younger, older, everybody. The women especially, of course, because, it is Diamond Dave. Well, and the teenage girl in me was like, ooh. The 16-year-old.
Oh, really? Wow.
He held my hand, by the way.
He held your hand?
Yeah, wow. He held my hand. He didn't let go. He held it for like 15 seconds.
Nice. There you go. So maybe.
That's the teenage girl in me.
Okay. So, okay. So I could see that. That's something that would make people be like, oh yeah, it was awesome. It was great.
He was flirting. Yeah. He was using his sex appeal still. What he has left.
Well, I think definitely just to be in the presence of somebody like that, kind of regardless of how, the fact that he's still doing it right now, but the fact that he is up there and what he's accomplished and what he's done throughout his life, I mean, is enough to just be in the same room.
I wasn't expecting anything because I went because he's an icon. I was not expecting. I've heard all the controversy. I know what people think of him. I mean, they can't put him down enough. But like you said, he's done so much. And how many 70-year-olds do we go around insulting on a daily basis? Why do we have to do it to him? You know?
Right. Right. Well, do you think there becomes a time? I mean, we have, the big examples of this going on is David Lee Roth, and then of course Motley Crue, right? Like,
Oh, no.
Vince Neil
ahead.
being one of the greatest singers from the 80s. And now when we see video, it's like you got to stop. I mean, is there a point in time? Okay, I know you have a Motley Crue thing, so I have to. So go ahead, do your thing.
Vince Neil would not have hired anybody else to help him sing. He would have dragged you to his show, made you buy tickets, sang horribly, and that would have been it. Like, he's bad. And yeah, he doesn't need to sing anymore. Neither does Dave. He just put on a show. That's what I have to say about that. But why aren't we like canceling Sebastian Bach? Like, he can sing excellent. He's still, his voice is pristine.
Yeah.
But he's an asshole. Sorry. Why aren't we canceling him? Just because he can? He shouldn't either.
So then there is no cutoff or no time that you would think that, all right, it's enough. Just do it till you can't, or do it till you can't even hit the stage
anymore.
Do
it till nobody wants to watch you anymore.
Yeah. Right. Well, and I think it has to do with jealousy. I think there's a lot of people out there who maybe haven't gone to these shows and are saying, I'm not going to pay that kind of money to go and see this person. He's awful, or he's not the same anymore. Of course
he's not the same.
But I mean, he's an icon. I mean, I think I would have paid, and I didn't even know he was here. But I would have, if I would have gone, I think I would have just been satisfied with being in the same room, watching him play. He probably could have done anything.
That's what I think. If you went there with that in mind, you had a great time and you enjoyed it for what it was. It's not the 80s. It's not Van Halen. It's not anything that, I mean, even him being an icon, I did it once. I don't think I would ever do it again.
Okay.
If he went back, like, I did it. I said I did it. I was that close to him. That's it. I would not pay for it again. Although it was a fun time, it's not a 2-time fun time.
So what about a rating? If it's a 5 guitar rating, where do you think you would be?
Overall, the whole thing, I would give it a 5.
Oh, really?
His singing, I would definitely give it like a 2 guitar rating. The music in general, everything was like a 4. Let's face it, 5 would be Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah, right.
You can't do it without Eddie.
Yeah, I mean, almost impossible to replicate. What about a recommendation to others? Should they put their trepidation aside? Should they put their attitudes aside and just go and experience it, or forget about it? It's not worth it.
I think there's a definite crowd for it. So, like, if you're going in like you and I are talking about, and he's an icon, and you're open to different things, I think you'll have a great time. Like, he's just fantastic. He's funny and he's great. If you're going in there wanting a real rock and roll show, that's not what you're going to get. So you need to determine that.
Or an 80s Van Halen show.
Yeah, you're just not going to get that. No, that is not what it is.
Got it.
It is not Eddie. It is Dave being a showman, and he can't do the splits anymore. But I mean, I literally think he has a back problem. Like, something's wrong with his back.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
And I can certainly identify with that. But now, so let me ask you this then. He's out there doing all of this Van Halen stuff. Why do you think that he is totally shunning the this whole get back together with Michael Anthony and Sammy Hagar while they're out doing their tribute? Because they're doing this tribute to Eddie Van Halen. They're doing a tribute to the music of Van Halen. I can understand why Alex Van Halen doesn't want to do it. He can't he can't bear to be up there playing without having his brother in front of him. Okay.
Mhm.
I get that 100%. But if Sammy Hagar is out there doing it and Michael Anthony is there and he invited David Lee Roth to do it, and David Lee Roth was like, no, I want nothing to do with that, and just decided to kind of do his own thing. What's your take on that? Is it ego?
I wouldn't even expect anything different from him. I think he's doing these little smaller stages too, though, because like he just can't keep up with that. He might not even be able to keep up on the bigger stage if they do bigger stages. Mm. I can't see him. Like, he looked great. He looked like he was in shape, but the movement was not right. Something was off. So but yeah, it's just ego.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Plain and simple. I think that is what, and you may be right. The way that Michael Anthony, he's still in great shape. They're touring, they're doing their thing. Sammy Hagar still has a great voice. He's doing his thing. And, I think it would have been great just to see the two of them together. I mean, the last time Sammy Hagar and David Lee Roth did a show together, they toured together. It was horrible. It was just bad. Both of their egos got the best of it. The tour was just a bad thing all around. So yeah, I mean, I could see it, but I would think that for the fans, would have been great to see both eras together. The Sammy Hagar and the David Lee Roth era together up on stage doing these songs. I think that just would have been a great thing for the fans, and I really wished it could have.
But what could he have done though? Because he can't sing.
Well, yeah, but he would be doing the same thing, right? But he could still like he performed Jump, right? When you saw him, right? He performed the songs. So just perform the songs as a tribute to Eddie, just perform the songs is all I would say. The different eras of Van Halen, and then maybe we can put all this, to bed about the, David Lee Roth era versus Sammy Hagar. It was both great times that were totally different. These are two totally different dynamics and two totally different singers. Van Halen was a great band either way. And, I think everybody
legendary.
Just kind of, exactly. And I think they just need to look at it like, hey, this would have been great. I think, honestly, it would put a lot of things to rest if we just saw those two performing without any issues. But, you know how that works out, right? So
yeah. Singers already have a big ego, and then you make it David Lee Roth, and I think Sammy would have done it. I don't think David would at all.
Yeah. Well, Sammy's been doing pretty good on it. He's been out there doing it with Michael, and I think his band. And wow, I mean, they sound great. Yeah, they sound really good.
I saw that last year outside here. I think that was right. I think that was the first show I tried to go to after. Yeah, my concussion I had. Yeah, I didn't stay for long, but he sounded great. Sammy Hagar sounds fantastic.
Yeah, he still does.
Yes.
All right. Okay, well, Steffi, that is it. I appreciate you doing this. Great responses, great review on the great David Lee Roth. Something that people should get out there then to see just for the nostalgic part of it, and just understand that, hey, he's an icon. Go to check it out just to kind of say you did.
But yeah, and he can't sing, so don't expect that.
Can't sing, don't expect it. Right. Okay. All right, Steffi. Thank you once again for joining us. We hope to see you again soon. We know you're going to be doing out and going more to shows. So please let us know which ones they are. Even the, even the local stuff. We'd love to, some of the local bands that we've already interviewed on here, would love to hear some reviews on those local band stuff. So, we'll put that together. All right.
That sounds great.
All right. Thank you for joining us again. And for everybody else, thank you for joining us. Living in the Limelight. I'm your host, Anton Scholl, and we will see you again soon. Thank you. Thank you for joining our Living in the Limelight podcast with your host, Anton Scholl. Please feel free to comment, like, follow, share, and subscribe. And also add us to your playlist on your favorite streaming sites. Thanks again for joining, and we'll talk to you again next week.